Hey, welcome back everybody. Welcome back to my channel, AmusedJester. My name is Junior. And today we're going to be reviewing a G.I. Joe classified figures and a Cobra classified figures. I know it's been a while. This has been out for quite a while now. It's just been stockpiling in my um, pile of stuff over here. And you probably aren't interested in seeing reviews of this anymore. But I figured, you know what? It's just been sitting here. Let me open it up. And while I'm opening it up anyway, let's look and see what I feel like doing about them and see what I feel about them. And let me go ahead and open it up. Oh, actually, you know what? Before I do, let's look at the back. 188. This is Brent Hit and Run Scott. A character I'm not familiar with, so I don't know. I'm assuming he is a G.I. Joe figure and not one of those 60th anniversary ones, but just not really familiar with this particular character. Same thing with this one, a Mole Rat Stage 2. Did we go over the Stage 1 already on this one? Probably did. Whoa, it's really bad over here. It's kind of a cool sculpt though. All right, let me go, and that's 190. Let me go ahead and open it up, and let's take a quick look and see what's going on. All right, so there they are out of packaging. And so basically, as a reminder, each of these figures are $28 or $27.94, something like that. But just as a reminder of what I'm doing during these reviews now, let's put the money out in front so we're constantly reminded exactly what we're giving up when we're buying these toys, right? So here's a 10, a 20, a 5, 6, 7, 8, right? So that's $28 right there. Each figure is basically, that's the cost, right? So we're going to put this aside here for now. Ever constant in our mind as we're reviewing these figures. So Brent the Hit Run, dude, like I said, I'm not familiar with this character, but as you can see, it's not undeniable that the quality of the sculpt is retained. It's still as good as it was before. Nothing's changed in that. It's just the cost. The price has changed. Some interesting paint apps on camouflage and everything. Details in here. This is attached to the harness. Beautiful detail and everything. Now this is after G.I. Joe Classifieds had somewhat lessened in their value for me because of the increased prices. I mean, it still has a lot of stuff. Look at this duffel bag. It's got a sleeve for the knife. I think this one opens. It does. So it's usable. That's nice. I wonder if this is for this knife over here. Bolo knife, I suppose. Right? It's not painted or anything. We don't expect it to be painted because it's never been painted. So I have no complaints on that. It comes with this grappling hook that actually has a rope, which I'll never undo because then I'll never be able to put it back in the way they've done it as well. And we can just probably put it in here. You can probably put that in there as well. Let's close that up. Yeah. You have the gun, which we know is not going to be painted, but it's got the details. You can paint it up if you want to. Add a little bit more value to your toy. Got this automatic weapon, which would never know what the name is, but it's got, again, nice detail and everything. Side scope, silencer. So this is a sniper of some sort. Oh, I almost missed this one. I don't know what this is. A stand? I don't know what that is. We'll put that in here. It looks like it did not close completely. There you go. It's got a helmet, you can put on the figure. So again, I like the fact that it's got multiple ways where you can change the look of the figure. So if you ever decide to make this into an army builder, you can. And I like the fact that I wonder what's the best way to do this. Should I just pop off the head? Put the head in. That works, right? Put the head back on. All right. So if you ever get the chance to see this at Ross for a lower price, you can definitely make it to a generic soldier and cover up that face, and you can have multiple army builder opportunities. I don't know if you'll ever see it at Ross. If I do, then I'll buy it for like $8 or something. But so for this one, you know, usually my average is a value of 12, right? Which is what my old rating used to be, and which is okay, average. If I got what I wanted and everything and not completely disappointed, it would be just a 10. And like I said, G.I. Joe has somewhat slipped in my ranking in terms of the best toy line there is. They got kind of beaten by Masters of the Universe, particularly the cartoon collection, because that's cheaper and it gives me more pleasure or value, personal value in terms of what it fulfills to me. Since this one is not really a character that I'm familiar with, it's not really cartoon centric, which is what really tugs at my nostalgic strings. For the value of $28, which is this one, this is almost like, do I even want to buy this? Do I even want to get this? Is what I was thinking when I purchased this. It's gonna be the same thing for the mole rat, by the way. But it's just my enthusiasm with the G.I. Joe Classifieds, it's kind of waning. I'm at that point where, you know, it's gonna be a nonstop. They're now concentrating more towards army builders, or like these regular troopers, and I just don't not as, like, for example, the Wild Bill. Actually, we should be looking at the mole rat as we're doing. Is the Wild Bill figure? Look, this one doesn't even come off. I'm pretty sure the old one, the mole rat version number 1, this one came off, and we see the head a little bit more. Honestly, let's check a look. So this is version number 1 of mole rat, and I misremembered this. So I guess the head does not come off on this one. But let's see. It's literally the same figure repainted. It really is. So we have this thing, which is the backpack. And everything. I think we probably saw this head sculpt previously. I'm not entirely sure, but this for sure is the first one we've seen this head sculpt. It's got skull and everything. And it's kind of cool, but I mean, like, am I really willing to pay another $28 now? Because I remember this was $25. $28 now for a reissue of the same figure repainted. And when I saw this wave, that's what I was thinking. So I'm not really gonna go too much into detail on this one. This is basically the new one. So just these two alone is gonna be over $50. I'm sorry, I should remove this one so we don't get confused. Just these two alone is like $50. And I paid for that. Remember, I paid for that because I have it here. And I'm like, unlike some of the recent buys that I have where it's expensive, but I don't have any regrets, I'm like, I should have just stuck with this one, to be honest with you. I paid for this one. I knew what I was getting. I knew it was going to be a repaint, so I'm going to give this a value of 10. And it's more of not regret, but looking back at it now, in the current financial situation that I'm in, because like I said, I'm focusing on I'm focusing my finance on something else. I could have used this $28 on something else that's worth more to me than this would have gotten as it is now. It's a repaint, it's a reissue. I don't know if I prefer the bright colors than this one. I feel like this one actually fits it better. It's just not worth the upgrade to buy another one of these. This one, at least, yeah, I'm okay. Is it worth $28? I don't think so. I think this is still worth a 25. I would have been happier with that one. Yeah, it's only $3, but still, I just don't see any reason for me to continue G.I. Joe Classifieds at $28 a pop. 4 figures should be over $100. $100 gets me easily a Beast Kingdom. This is more fun for me than what G.I. Joe does. $100 easily gets me something comparable to a Mezco Captain America that has a lot more posability, it has a lot more faces, it has a lot more accessories. It's just a lot more fun, and it's triggering all the nostalgic triggers for me by doing the classic cap. Yeah, so it's just like, or even this one, Thor. The Thor, this is $100. So I think what I'm trying to say is that if I had the chance again, because I believe this one came with a third figure this order, and it was like $86. If I had a chance again, if I was going to choose between the $86 I spent on these 3 figures and a Thor from Mezco, I would go with Mezco. It's just, in which means this is like, it's not regret. I don't really usually say I regretted buying it. I made the decision. I'm responsible for making my decision. I'm just saying, like, now in the future, that's going to trigger, this purchase is going to trigger something in my decision making factors on future G.I. Joes, and saying like, if this is how I feel now after buying this, and saying it's, Junior, it's not worth it, then the next G.I. Joe classified figures that's going to be on pre-order, guess what I'm thinking? It's like, I wasn't really that satisfied with my previous purchases, and this is kind of like the same thing. Meaning, if it's going to be the same troop building that I'm not interested in, not familiar with, a character that I'm not familiar with, then I'm not going to buy it. That's just the way it is. Now, it does not do anything. It does not, I'm not saying anything bad. It's the same type of quality that G.I. Joe Classifieds from Hasbro is known for, the way it was before. There's no change. The articulation is good. The paint application is good. The figure is good. It's just that current circumstances now, I don't know how about you guys, but money is a factor now. Money is getting tighter and tighter. Everything that we're paying for is going up in prices, and we have to prioritize, right? No, I'm not talking about prioritizing about buying food or buying gas prices. No, I'm talking about prioritizing about which collectible do you want. Do you want a G.I. Joe Classifieds more, or do you want a Mezco figure more? Do you want a Mezco figure more, or do you want a G.I. Joe Classifieds more than the Hot Toys and everything, So it's just that with your funds being allocated in certain, being limited, it has to be allocated more wiser, I should say. That is going to give you more satisfaction in your collecting habits, right? That's all I'm saying. So if these figures are still triggering that nostalgia for you, if you are still going for the G.I. Joe classified lines and that's what you're concentrating on, then maybe $28 per figure is still acceptable to you. Probably a lot less, because it like I said, it's only a $3 bump, right? But for me, it's just not anymore. I think my next review is going to be another G.I. Joe Classifieds with Marvel Legends, so that even actually makes it a little bit less for me. But anyway, that's it for my review of Mole Rat version number 2 and Hit and Run from G.I. Joe Classifieds Hasbro. Thank you for watching. I hope you found it kind of enjoyable and informative. And I'll see you guys again on my next review. Bye.